is something that not a lot of people talk about, but it will change my social life forever. We don't gain confidence, we don't learn insecurities. Let's go back to when I was 10 years old. There was a girl that started to go to the same school that I used to go. The first time I saw her, I fell in love. I was like, oh my god, she is really pretty, she's beautiful, she has green eyes. Since I had a crush on this girl, I wanted to get her. So I started doing this. Every day I would write love letters and I would get her chocolates. So every single morning I would put the love letters and the chocolates on her desk. And the love letters was basically me expressing her how I felt and the like poems and all of that, right? This is what I would do every day. I would do that. I would leave that on her desk. I would leave that on her desk. Until one day she came up to me and she said, please stop doing that. I don't want you and I don't like you. When she said that, my heart dropped and I felt rejected. Of course I cried when I get home. And after maybe 2 to 3 weeks, the entire school is gonna go to like a Christian boot camp. So the entire school is gonna go to a boot camp for like 3 days. And it was like a religious, like a Christian boot camp. So I remember I was on the bus. We were on our way to the boot camp. And maybe 3 seats away from me, the girl of my dreams, my crush, was seated there. He was in front of me. But there was a dude next to her. And he was like talking to her. He was making her laugh, making her smile. They were just having a conversation. And I was just in the back, just looking at them and be like, wow, I'm a fucking loser and I'm so pathetic. I'm not good enough. He is good enough. He's better than me. I am not. I am a loser. I felt inferior in that moment. I felt like I don't deserve love. I feel like all the people and all the guys were better. That was one of the first times that I felt that I was not good enough as a person. That I am not attractive. That I am ugly. That when all the pretty girls see me, they look at me, they're like, oh, he's so ugly. That's how I grew up because of this event. Now you might be like, dude, just get over it, bro. That happened to you years ago. But here's the key. Based on what the experts, what psychologists and the neuroscience says, is that personalities, identities are formed based on our experiences. And not only the experiences, the conclusions that we have about those experiences. For example, you get an A, that event will make you think that you're smart. So you're gonna grow up thinking that you're smart. For me, it was the same thing. I had a really bad rejection and this guy had more charisma than I had. This made me believe that I'm not good enough. This made me insecure. This made me believe and think that I am not attractive as other guys. So things that happened years ago are till this day affecting me. Same thing is happening to you. So how the fuck can we change our personality, right? And this is something that I fucking did a lot of research as if it was my full-time job. How to change personality, how to gain confidence. And just like I said at the beginning, we don't gain confidence, we don't learn insecurities. So how can we change our personalities? There's a practice called narrative, and this is what will help you to change your personality. It's basically change the conclusions that I had about myself back then. Because remember, since I was hurt, since I was in my feelings, I was emotional. Remember, emotions and feelings are not actually true. It makes you think and do stupid things. Since I was emotional, I formed a wrong belief about myself. I am not attractive. I'm not good enough. So now I gotta go back to those events, change the conclusions that I had, and have a conclusion based on reality, based on what is true, not on what I was feeling. I gotta find a fact, not an opinion. So this is what I mean by that. First thing first, for the narrative, just the story that I told you, that was the situation, that was the challenge that I had. Now, if I put the emotions that I felt unloved, I felt compared, rejected, stupid, pathetic, loser, right? Those were the emotions that I felt at that moment. This is literally what I was thinking back then. I felt hate and disgust with myself for not being able to speak to her the way he was talking and speaking to her. I feel like he's better than me. Everyone else is better, and I am a piece of shit. Remember, I was 10 when I thought about this. Right? Those were the feelings. That's how I felt. Now, what were the thoughts that I was having about myself? He's better than I am. I don't deserve shit. Why can't I be like him? Why am I so pathetic, right? Those were the things that I was thinking. And like I said, as you can see, that's how the conclusions about myself are starting to shape and the personality start to develop. So at this point, if you do this, or for example, when I did this, I felt those feelings again. When I was writing the story down, how I felt, I recalled every single detail that I could. And I felt unloved. I felt pathetic again. And this is good because what psychology says is that when you feel those moments when you experience trauma or rejection, you're kind of like letting them go. It's as if you had suppressed feelings. So when you experience them again, they just vanish. They just start to disappear. When I felt those emotions again, I'm letting them go. I'm letting the past go. That itself could have helped me to heal my trauma. But then there's another thing, there's another step about the narrative that most people miss. Now we have those things. What are the lessons and the reflection that I have from this? Based on this story, not what I was thinking back then, but if I look at the situation now, if I look at the thoughts that I was having, the way that I was feeling, how can I change the conclusions and the thoughts that I had about me based on the situation? So this taught me that sometimes I would not be liked by everyone. And there are men out there that got those skills, that are so charismatic, that they are chats. Socializing, talking is a skill that I am developing, right? So instead of beating myself up and be like, I'm a fucking loser, pathetic, be like, hey, this is a skill. Some people come with it. Some people are natural with it. Some people are charismatic. Maybe I'm not, so I gotta put the work on. This is a skill. Talking to people, socializing, it's a skill that I want to level up as if it was a game, right? So that's one of the lessons, right? That, as you can see, it's a more healthy way to see things. Instead of comparing myself, I'm like, hey, that guy has his own thing. I want to be like him. How can I be like him? How can I level up? How can I change, right? I have a healthy conclusion about the situation. Now, the reflection, that might be one of the experiences that destroyed me. Maybe feel, compare, inferior, less as a person. However, through this experience, I learned that self-love, true confidence, compassion, acceptance are important in one's life. It taught me to accept losses, failures. Not everyone will love me. So I gotta give that to myself. So if I get rejected, I have to choose myself no matter what. The problem was not the rejection or the event. The problem was how I reacted to it. I lost. I lost the girl of my dreams. And that's fine. I will keep losing girls of my dreams and crushes. And that's fine. As long as I don't lose myself, that's all that matters. Right? That's such a beautiful reflection and such a beautiful lesson from that fucked up thing, right? It's not that I am a piece of shit and I suck. No, hey, sometimes people are not gonna like me. Sometimes girls will find me disgusting. But there will be girls that will find me attractive as fuck. There will be girls that are gonna be like, dude, I wanna be with this guy. He's so handsome and charismatic, right? So thinking about those things and changing the meaning helps me to be like, I'm not gonna build myself up. I need to choose myself. If everyone rejects me, I'm gonna choose myself. I'm gonna love myself. I'm gonna love my problems and my insecurities and the anxiety and depression, everything. I'm gonna love myself and accept who I am, because this is who I am. I got my challenges. I got my own problems that I need to solve. And I gotta choose myself, choose my life, accept who I am. And therefore, that's how I'm gonna be able to be more compassionate with myself. And I'm gonna be able to unlearn insecurities. And that's how I'm gonna be more confident around people. That's the thing. If you wanna do this, I would love to help you with that. Send me a DM in my description so that I can send you kind of like a quick video on how to do this. So first, like I said, write down the situation of those traumatic experiences that you had, rejection, bullying, maybe your parents. The second thing that you need to do is write down how you felt, how that made you feel, the emotions, everything to a detail. The third thing that you need to do is write down what you were thinking about yourself. What were the thoughts that you were having? And the last thing is, what is the reflection? What are the lessons? Now as an adult, what is something that you learned from that? What is something that helped you to be the person that you are today? Right? Practice those 4 things. Write them down. And like I said, I cried so many times just by fucking writing things down. And that's how I'm letting go of the past, letting go of the old personality that I had.